supposed to play most of the games in net for Slovakia. Jaromír Dragan, but he will not start tonight's game. Igor Murin will. Down at the other end of the ice, Mike Richter will get the call for Team USA. They have been splitting goaltending chores, but I talked with Coach Paul Holmgren last night. He thought that Richter might even go the whole game tonight. Goaltenders generally like to do that if they can, as opposed to playing 2 periods and splitting it up 2 and 1, that sort of thing. And Richter, according to Paul Holmgren, will probably play the whole game. That's Igor Murin. He's going to get the start for Slovakia. Last year, he played for Trenčín Dukla. Played 35 games, 2.52 or 2.74 goals against average, excuse me. And Murin is supposed to be the backup for the most part, getting an opportunity to play here tonight against Team USA.
Team USA with Mike Richter, Jim Carey, certainly strong in net. Imagine the coaching staff, Ron Wilson, who's the head coach, will look to see who has the hot hand, and if one goalie really gets it going, they'll stay with him through most of the tournament.
Ron Wilson, of course, coming home for this exhibition game. He's a Providence College product, as is the team's general manager, Lou Lamorello. Set go to work here in the first period.
They needed to call some of their friends to come on out to the game.
Brian Smolinski and Joseph Stumple, former teammates with the Boston Bruins, face this one off, and we're underway. Jurgis Bachka goes to Team USA's blue line. Brian Leach wearing the captain's C. Gives to Matthew Schneider. Grew up just up the road a piece in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. Breaking Bondra offsides at Team USA's blue line. 14 seconds into the first, no score. You said this line needed to get a quick lightning-type goal early on and hope they could hold on defensively. He could give it to you.
Peter Bondra is just one of the most explosive players in the National Hockey League. Scored 50 goals this year. Just give him a little seam and he'll go right through it.
Robert Schwela, who had a terrific season for the Stanley Cup finalist, Florida Panthers, tried to clear an offensive zone, broken up there. Nice play by Tony Amonte, clears it in. We'll get an icing call as Bachka touches up.
Team USA has been quite a travel schedule. Vancouver, San Jose, Detroit. Finally get here and they have a few days off. Their first game is in Philadelphia next Saturday. So we'll have a little time to sort of get back to normal, but it's been quite rigorous so far.
Guy on the left, John LeClaire, will be a popular guy in that Saturday game, Morning, in Philadelphia. Start for the Philadelphia Flyers this past year, 51 goals in 82 games. Gary Suter.
You won't have the same comfort in Philadelphia, though. Lindros will be lined up on the other side of the ice.
Brett Hull works it ahead. Doug Waite can't quite come up with it. Breaking Slovakia on sides. Deep. Richter, great save. Lubomir Kolnick, rock point blank. Doug Waite tips it out of the zone. Kolnick sent in alone at the blue line. I think for a moment Team USA thought it might have been offsides. Was not called. Offensive zone by USA. Jan Varpolik back gets plastered, clears it up the boards, length of the ice. Touched up Darian Hatcher, icing called against Slovakia.
Team USA a little sloppy defensively here. Turnovers in the neutral zone. Slovakia doing a good job counterattacking, but Mike Richter, technically sound goaltender, comes out, plays the angle. Stays right with the puck carrier here, a little deep to his backhand. Richter just stays right with him, flashes that pad out. Team USA, again, a little sloppy, couple of times, let players get in behind them.
Bill Housley, near wing centering pass, deflected by Mike Madonna, wide to the corner. Penalty call upcoming against Slovakia. Front save by Murin. Players dump, holding will be the call, holding the stick will be the call. Not sure if it's Pavel Demitra who got caught or Jan Varpolik.
I think those type of plays happen quite a bit more frequently in Europe, sort of holding the stick. The National Hockey League has really tried to crack down on those things. National Hockey League referees are going to be all over the European players to try to get away with that.
Stanislav Yasechko gets the call. 2 minutes for holding the stick at 1:26 of the first period. USA on the power play for the first time tonight. USA with a man advantage. Brian Leach back to Phil Housley at the line. Housley, far wing feed, shot Whistle wide of Murin's net by Mike Modano. Litch tried to go back to Modano, far circle. Modano's got Adam Дэdmarsh jockeying in front with Smolinski. Shot saved Murin. Smolinski rebound covered up as well. Brian Smolinski gets the gloves up with Robert Schwela. They step in to separate them quickly.
Team USA, I think for the first time in this tournament, in the history of this tournament, has more offensive firepower than ever before. Players like Mike Modano, he had a great Canada Cup in '91, but now at 25 years old, you expect him to even be more dominant. Gets a shot through the screen. They're trying to move the puck around the perimeter. Gets Smolinski and Дэdmarsh to crash the net. Look for rebound.
Face-off game back to the Team USA blue line where Hauсли awaits. Mike Modano. Smolinski tips for the corner. Scott Young lost it. Puck grab there, carried out by Bondra. Blue line blast. Richter pad save. Backhand flip. Richter made the stop on the rebound off of Botchka's stick. USA breaks. Hauсли center ice. Slips it past Botchka into the corner. Schwela plays it far corner. Flex off the Team USA stick. Joseph Stumpel tried to send Bondra breaking shorthanded. Hauсли off the skate of Litch. Scott Young back to Hauсли. Bill Hauсли. Far side. Brett Hull can't control. Joseph Stumpel clears it down. 45 seconds left in the Team USA power play. Great feed right wing. In alone. Wait, backhand score.
One thing Team USA has is an abundance of speed. When they hit the neutral zone like this, Doug Wade going wide on the outside just gets a stride on the Slovakian defenseman and a beautiful backhand right up over the glove of Murin. It's very difficult to do, to sort of cup that puck in your backhand and then fire it up short side, but Doug Wade, extremely skilled, did it beautifully.
Terrific backhand flip from Brett Hull sent Wade in alone. Power play goal for Team USA. They've taken a 1-0 lead.
At least it was difficult for me to do.
Trust me, if it was hard for you, think what it was like for me. Steve Konowalchuk comes offensive zone. Bill Gehrin check far wing. Konowalchuk. Back to the blue line. Chris Челиос making his first appearance for Team USA. Sean Mackickers can't quite get it in the near corner. Slovakia plays to the near wing. Konowalchuk. Mackickers behind the net, centering pass off the skate of Gehrin. Babuchka. Near side feed. Miroslav Shatan's shot blocked away. Far corner. Konowalchuk tips it wing boards. Team USA clears it out. Robert Schwela comes back in. Schwela for Slovakia. Waiting for a line change. Flex out of the zone for the moment. Mackickern now right wing flip looking for Tony Amonte.
What a pickup Robert Schwela was for the Florida Panthers, getting him to Calgary last year for a 5th-round pick. Set a points record for Florida for assists. Just was a key ingredient to Florida's success last year.
Kevin Hэтchер for Gary Suter in the corner. He gets checked immediately. Otto check over there for Slovakia. That's number 10 in blue. Can't come up with it. Hэтchер goes back boards and staples his man. Holding got plastered back boards for Dimitrov. Pavel Dimitrov. Centering feed. Shot wide of the net. Zdeno Seeger flipped it wide. USA's Tony Amonte clears it out. Length of the ice, but no icing called.
The Slovakian team is mostly European. I mean, they play in Europe. A few NHLers. So most of those two players are used to operating on the big ice surface. They're going to run out of room quickly in the corners.
Matthew Schneider for USA. Mike Modano, great feed, right wing. Gehrin drive, save Murin. Near point, Schneider keeps it in. Gehrin tries to slip it loose to Modano. Checked away to the corner. Mike Modano, check. Puck cleared out of the zone by Slovakia. Length of the ice. Back to retrieve, Darian Hэтchер. Matthew Schneider lost it. Centering pass. Blocked in front by Hэтchер. Darian Hэтчер dove in front of that drive. Olnick turns towards the net. Schneider checked in the corner. Darian Hэтчer. Four checking, Zdeno Seeger. Break Madonna out. Rolled off the end of his stick. Olnick grabs it back. Gives to Seeger. Shot left hand save Richter. Backhand flip. USA breaks. Scott Young up with Doug Waite. Broken up with the Slovakian blue line. Back out comes Slovakia. Trying to get loose in front, got checked out the play. Bondra goes to the corner to retreat. Kevin Hэтcher for Scott Young. Kept in Sigmund Halpy, shot blocked. Loose in front, Bondra turns, forehand wristed wide. Bar point, bar pulling. Feed off a skate, rebound, turned wide of the net by Halpy. USA comes out, Sean Macekern. Macekern in with Young. Macekern carries, centering pass in the skates of Young, couldn't shoot. Joseph Stumple for Slovakia. Tried to send Bondra breaking again. We'll get an icing call. Back to touch it up is Brian Litch. We're at the Providence Civic Center here in Providence. Team USA on the Doug Waite power play goal has taken a 1-0 lead over Slovakia. You're watching the game here on Prime. Team USA leads Slovakia 1-0 here at the Providence Civic Center. World Cup of Hockey coming your way on Prime. Dale Arnold, Woody Kluzak, Brenda Brennan. Happy to be with you here on a Sunday evening. That's Igor Murin, who yielded that backhand goal by Doug Waite on the power play. Brett Hull and Phil Housley picked up the assists on the goal, by the way. USA with it. That's Housley carrying deep. Shot off the outside of the net. Cleared to the blue line. Kept in by Suter. John Leclerc. Corner of Monty. Centering pass. Murin cut it off with the stick. Covered it up long enough for the face-off. Mark Fawcett with a quick whistle when he lost sight of the puck.
Big power forwards like John Leclerc and Billy Geren. Slovakia does not have that much size in the blue line. Those guys are really going to be able to establish position around the net, make it very difficult to move them out of there. Tony Amonte, great balance. There you see Leclerc and Geren just standing in there, very strong. And they've got deft touch as well.
Play whistle down off sides. Nope, we've got a penalty call here. I believe it's going to go against Matthew Schneider. Schneider's going to get the slashing call, and Slovakia will get the power play.
I heard the referee say number 5, and I thought that probably means a Slovakian penalty because he couldn't pronounce the name, but I was wrong.
Well, it's actually sort of funny. There's a 29 out there on the ice for Slovakia. There's no 29 in our roster. They were very accommodating downstairs, trying to help me. As I got together with the people from the Slovakian team, they were very willing. They were just not really able to communicate quite the way they'd like. Darian Hэтcher, shorthanded, can't clear. Sakaris into the corner. Sticks up high from Hэтcher, not called. Hэтcher able to muscle it out between the defense pair, length of the ice.
Paul Holmgren told me that Darian Hэтcher played extremely well thus far, defensively being a real physical presence as well.
Shot, Richter, stick save, covers it up as Otto Haschek gets carried into him.
Not quite sure what Team Slovakia did, though, to get put in the draw they're in with Russia, Canada, and the U.S. Probably the 3 top teams in the tournament. Slovakia ends up getting thrown in that, what you would call the North American division. Going to be very lucky to even get a tie in the round-robin competition.
Slovakia on the power play. Švejla can't keep it in. Tries to slow up Scott Young unsuccessfully. Centering pass, Дэдмарш. Couldn't knock it out of the air. Adam Дэdmarsh, one of 2 players on Team USA born in Canada. Дэdmarsh born in Trail, British Columbia. The other, Brett Hull, born in Belleville, Ontario.
So why are they on Team USA? Can you explain that
Both
to me,
dual
being a
citizenship.
Canadian?
and elected to play for Team USA. Shvela, shot blocked at the line. Drops it off, Zygmunt Kalfi, cross ice, Botchka. Дэдмарш slid out, got the stick in the skates of Botchka, got away with one. Centering pass, Bondra drive, blocked. Backhand flip, cleared by Adam Дэdmарш.
Mike Richter's had to make a number of good saves. Way out of his net, cutting down the angle, handling the rebounds extremely well.
Peter Bondra slides it loose. Otto Haschek. In the corner for Zygmunt Kalfi. Drive blocked wide. Darian Hatcher leaves it far wing. Puck cleared over the shoulder of the defenseman.
What a year Zygmunt Kalfi had for the New York Islanders. 43 goals, 44 assists. Very determined player, not afraid to get his nose dirty.
Into the zone comes Kolnick. Centering feed by Kolnick, blocked. Team USA slides it out. That's Matthew Schneider just out of the penalty box. USA back at full strength. Haschek back in his own zone, checked by John LeClaire. Tony Amonte can't pull it away from Sekeres, who clears it away to the USA blue line. Kevin Hatcher. Off there. Seeger left it near point. Matty Bukna's shot blocked. Back in. Slovakia shot saved. Richter as he robs. Lubomir Kolnick point blank. Kolnick shaking his head. Team USA leading Team Slovakia 1-0 at the Providence Civic Center here in Providence, Rhode Island.
Defenseman standing up on the play. Sekeres, quick transition. Creates a good scoring opportunity at the end of that for Slovakia, with Mike Richter again making a great save on Lubomir Kolnick, who broke in.
Joseph Voskar on the draw for Slovakia, sent it behind Team USA's net. Mike Modano breaks out. Dumps it deep, Murin, tried to push it to the corner, fanned on it. Bill Gehrin working in the corner. Babuchka plays it away to the far side. Slovakia's Jan Varpolik into the corner, taken out of the rebound. Stopped as well. Back boards Челиос. Zednik for Slovakia. Out to center ice, clears it behind Mike Richter's net. Richter plays it left wing. Robert Shvela for Slovakia. Back at his own blue line for Jurgis Botchka. Shvela. Just inside the line. Nice little slip pass loose. Got it free to Pavel Dimitrov. Back to Shvela, who shot it wide. USA's Matthew Schneider. Back on the far corner, Schneider. Brett Hull tried to backhand it to the line. Shvela kept it in. Shot blocked wide. Haschek can't come up with it. That's Gary Suter for USA. USA breaking through center ice. Wait into the zone with Hull. Centering pass into the skates of Hull from Scott Young. Dimitrov hits the shot, went through the skates of Richter as Sekeres put it on net. Richter made the skate save, didn't know he had it. It trickled wide of the net. Brett Hull back now for USA. Into the corner, Sekeres spilled, no penalty call. To the blue line, Darian Hatcher shot off a pair of skates to the far wing. Amonte deep, can't connect with Smolinski. Brian Leach just able to keep it in. In the corner, LeClaire throws his shoulder, looks for Amonte, deep, had it blocked. LeClaire takes it back. LeClaire backhand shot, deflected far wing. Darian Hatcher into the corner, penalty call coming up to Slovakia. Shot blocked, backhand flip save, rebound, score, Darian Hatcher. Delayed penalty call on, Hatcher buries the third rebound. Team USA takes a 2-0 lead over Slovakia.
Team USA dominating the one-on-one battles in the corner, really controlling the puck when they get it in deep on Slovakia. With a delayed penalty call coming, all 5 USA players on the ice will go towards the net. You see Darian Hatcher gets the rebound left wide open. Just puts it over Murin, who had no chance on the play.
I believe it'll be Leclerc and Smolinski on the assist. Darian Hatcher gets the goal. Comes at 12:45 of the first. USA, Sean Mackickern breaks offensive zone. Steve Konowalchuk backhand save here in. Hauсли shot deflected away. Zygmunt Palffy breaks out with Bondra, joined by Stumble. This play by Hatcher at center ice to tie up Palffy. Man, offsides called and a huge check thrown at the blue line by Adam Дэдмарш sent Palffy flying. 6:50 left to play here in the first period. It's Team USA leading Slovakia 2-0.
A couple of young National Hockey League stars collide here. Ziggy Palffy going full speed over the blue line. Doesn't see Adam Дэдмарш until it's too late. Дэдмарš just puts that shoulder right in under his chin. Knocks him flying.
Team USA leads Slovakia 2-0 here at the Civic Center in Providence, Rhode Island. Dale Arnold, Gordy Kozak, Brent Brennan bringing you the game here on Prime. Doug Uwait and Darian Hatcher scoring for Team USA. Uwait on the power play. Hatcher on a delayed penalty call a moment ago. That's Steve Konowalchuk from the Washington Capitals. Set to take the face-off against Joseph Stumple of the Boston Bruins. Matty Buchna, who was supposed to be wearing number 11, but is wearing Joseph Dano's number 29. Cleared it behind the net. USA, Mackickern missed the pass, rolled wide of Murin's net. Bondra touches up the icing call.
Peter Bondra, who was actually mentioned Дэдмарš and Hull being born in a country that they're not representing. Bondra was born in Kiev, Ukraine, moved to Slovakia when he was about 3 years old. Very happy to represent this young country.
You see the 52 goals that he scored with Washington. He was a holdout early in the year. Played with the Detroit Vipers of the IHL. In 7 games, had 8 goals and an assist for 9 points. That'll generally end your holdout pretty quickly, won't it? That'll get the contract negotiations going a little bit. Those 52 goals that he scored for Washington were in just 67 games. Lubomir Sakaris from Trenčín, Slovakia. Otto Haschak comes out now to center for Slovakia. He's got Kolnick on one wing. Zdeno Seeger on the other. Robert Švejla gives it back to Jurgis Bachka. Brian Leitch, New York Ranger defenseman, pulls it out of the zone. Jurgis Bachka dumps it right back in for Slovakia.
Not only is Team USA's defense very good defensively, so many of them are willing to jump up in the play. Brian Leitch led the National Hockey League scoring by defensemen last year. He's always right up there with Paul Coffey and Ray Bourque.
Chris Челиос led his team in scoring last year. First time in the history of the Chicago Blackhawks that's ever happened.
Gary Suter as well, very talented offensively.
Kolnick in the corner, tips it deep. Ties up Modano. That gives Matthew Schneider time to play. Sean Leclerc out of the zone. Scott Young got tripped up, no call. Slovakia dumps it back in. Schneider put it on net. Murin made the save. Vlastimil Plavuchka out for Slovakia. Far side flip to Joseph Voskar. He's ridden back boards. Near point trying to keep it in was Jasenchko. Doug Uwait, who has a goal for Team USA. Into the zone for Scott Young, can't connect. Slovakia dumps it down, foot race on. Челиос and Zednik. Richter has to come out and play it. Afraid Zednik might have won the race.
Just Челиос.
Stolen in front, Richter down, backhand wide. Richard Zednik with a great scoring opportunity. Has it again, stuffs it in front. Penalty call coming up against Team USA as Brett Hull touches up. We'll get a high sticking call against Team USA. Slovakia will go on the power play. 4:35 left to play in the first period. Team USA leading Slovakia 2-0.
Gary Suter gets a chance here to play with Chris Челиос, their first shift together, and look what he does to his old buddy. Gives the puck away. Mike Richter missed the puck with a big poke check. Nice little deke, but went wide, and then here's the penalty at the end of the play. Brett Hull, after the turnover, creates turmoil in your own zone. Brett Hull coming back in to try to help out his defenseman. Gets caught. Looked more like a hook than a high stick, but regardless, it's a 2-minute penalty.
Either way, Slovakia on the power play for the second time tonight. Joseph Stumpel out, centers for Zygmunt Palfi and Peter Bondra. Robert Švela and Jurgis Bachka man the points on the power play. Sean Makikern takes the face-off against his former Bruin teammate Makikern. Robert Švela. Bondra for Švela. They play catch on the near wing. Into the corner, Palfi. Stumpel battling in front. That shot blocked away by Steve Konowalchuk. Igor Murin comes out, plays it out to center ice. I think Stumpel hesitated, thought it was a two-line pass. They had already waved that off, however. Stumpel back to Bachka. Robert Švela for Joseph Stumpel. Bothered by Makikern's poke check. Gives it up to Švela. Shot deflected by Litch, cleared by Konowalchuk.
Joseph Stumpel is 210 pounds. Good puck handler, very strong on the puck. Players think they have him, and he just out-muscles them.
Slovakia a bit loose with the puck in the neutral zone. Now in Zdeno Seeger. Shoots it wide to the far side. Otto Haschak. Deep for Seeger. Bondra stays out there at right wing on the power play. Kevin Hэтчер intercepts in the corner and dumps it down.
Kevin Hэтchер involved in a big trade this summer between Pittsburgh and Dallas. Sergei Zubov going to the Dallas Stars.
Here comes Kolnick again. Shot, Richter save. That one was rebounded by Kolnick with a stick above the shoulder, but off the crossbar. Lubomir Kolnick has been in alone twice so far in the first period.
He's tried to go different spots on Richter, and Richter's been equal to the task every time.
Dumped in by Haschak. He gets checked. 15 seconds left in Hull's penalty time. Slovakia on the power play. Tony Amonte can't steal to come in. Sakaris plays it with the far side. Matty Bukna plays it back to Haschak. Hull out of the box. Team USA at full strength. Kolnick tips to the corner. Leach from Darian Hatcher goes to Brett Hull. Intercepted at the line, kept in for the moment by Haschak. Can't drop it back to Kolnick. Brett Hull. Back to Brian Leach. Both teams making changes with play between the blue lines. Leach, offensive end. Flips it in front. Too far in front of the breaking Doug Uwaidt. Penalty call coming up to Slovakia as behind the play, John Leclerc gets hauled down. Not much else the Slovakian player could do behind the net but haul him down there. It looks as though Richard Zednik is going to go off for 2 minutes.
Team USA has been a little sloppy in this game at times. Here again, Kolnick. Another breakaway, tries to go short side. Far side, stick side on Richter. And Mike Richter again out on top of the crease, cutting down that angle. Makes another excellent save.
Richard Zednik gets the holding call at 18:09. Team USA on the power play for the second time tonight. They are 1-for-1 with a man advantage. Doug Uwaight's goal was on the power play. Hauсли for Челиос. Look at the puck movement. Hauсли shot, score! John Leclerc on the power play. Team USA leads 3-0.
John Leclerc, 215 pounds, certainly provides a big screen, and Phil Housley is one of the best in the National Hockey League at getting the puck through a crowd of people. Doesn't waste any time, just fires a little wrist shot right in there. John LeClair, I think, probably got a stick on it. Below the height of the crossbar, at least very close. Looks like they're giving the goal to Phil Housley.
Unless they're saying it was deflected in by the Slovakian defenseman. Yeah, they are saying it is LeClair's goal now here in the building. Certainly looked that way to us, and you know what? I thought it was a good call by Mark Fawcett, Gordy, to allow that goal. It looked like a legal tip. Team USA breaks. Murin makes the save, gets carried into the net. Bochka making the play on Bill Gehrin. Gehrin, you can see sporting a shiner under that left eye. We understand that some of the USA-Canada games were a bit feisty.
Be very emotional. Team USA certainly would like nothing better than to beat Team Canada in this tournament.
Brian Petrovic, the team manager for Team USA, said you should have seen Adam Дэdmarsh for Team USA going after Claude Lemieux of Team Canada. And a couple of months ago, they were teammates winning the Stanley Cup together for the Colorado Avalanche. Faceoff will come outside the line. They say it was Gehrin who precipitated the net coming loose. 13-11 shots on goal advantage for Team USA. They lead 3-0. Goals by Doug Waite, Darian Hatcher, and John LeClair. Mike Madonna in his own blue line, gives it up. Matthew Schneider drilled up into the Team Slovakian bench. We got to, if we get an opportunity at some point, we have to show you Slovakia's bench. Because by my calculations, you got 20 players on the ice. They've got a coach for every 4 players behind that bench. They've got 5 coaches. A head coach and 4 assistants back there. LeClair clears it offensive zone in the final minute. Halpy for Bochka. Peter Bondra out to center ice. Palpy breaks with Stumple. Team USA has 2 men back. Zygmunt Palpy spins, drops it off. Schmela shoots it wide. Tony Amonte looking to send a breaking LeClair away. Broken up by Bochka at center ice. Robert Schmela in, looking for Stumple in the corner. Blocked off. Ryan Smolinski blocked it. Smolinski chases near corner. Backhand flips. LeClair clears. Schmela goes back to Bochka at the Slovakian blue line. Cleared offensive zone. We're in the final 10 seconds of the first period. LeClair clears it out. Sakaris chases back. Good wheels by Scott Young, gets to it. Konowalchuk in the corner. Fights for possession as the horn sounds, ending the first period of play. Team USA took advantage of its scoring opportunities, and Mike Richter at the other end of the ice had a one-man war waging against Lubomir Kolnick. Richter stopping all 11 shots that he faced, and I think 4 of them came from Kolnick. Doug Waite, Darian Hatcher, and
hockey's become very popular all through the Midwest, and you're starting to see a strengthened USA hockey program because of it.
Mike Richter from Abington, Pennsylvania. Ryan Smolinski, as you said, Gordon, comes from Toledo, Ohio. And we have not seen too many Ohio-based players in the NHL. Set go to work here in the second period. Both teams full strength, even-handed. Team USA leading Slovakia by a 3-0 score. Zygmunt Palpy, center ice for Slovakia. Leads Peter Bondra in. Centering pass blocked by Schneider. Bondra for Stumple, and what a save by Richter. He robbed Joseph Stumple point blank in front. Play at the other end. I think Richter was as surprised as everybody else to see Peter Bondra give it up. 52 goals, only 28 assists last year. He was surprised Bondra didn't shoot. That one whistled over the glove of Igor Murin.
Mike Richter has been right on the puck throughout this game, Team USA has given up way too many opportunities. If they do that against Canada and Russia, they won't still have a shutout.
Richter covers up for the face-off in his own end. We mentioned Peter Bondra doesn't give it up a lot. When you have twice as many goals as assists, you're not known as a playmaker, but he made a nice feed to Stumple on this play.
Well, no one can catch him. He's so fast, so he has no one to pass to. But right here, Joseph Stumple's in great position in front of the net. Left alone there, and one timed it. Mike Richter just did the splits and got a blocker on. There you see what Mike Richter's 6th in the NHL in save percentage.
He was also 24, 13, and 3 with the New York Rangers. Doug Weight forechecking, had it knocked away by Lubomir Sakaris. Team USA played it back into its own end. Doug Weight, so Richter had to play it. Scott Young. He and his Team USA teammates leading Slovakia 3-0. Picked off. Zdeno Seeger tried to center. It was blocked away. Kept him at the blue line for the moment. Matty Buchna couldn't control. Buchna breaks it up at center ice. Brett Hull takes it back. Cleared in by Gary Suter on net. Murin leaves it. Otto Haschek plays it over the glass and into the seats. Far corner.
The Canada Cup was initially instituted back in 1976. Had tournaments in 81, 84, 88, I think. No, 87 and 91. There you see the USA, certainly 1991, their best finish. Mainly because they had a much more talented team back then. I mean, here, even this team is more talented than that one. I mean, 5 players on Team USA that lead their NHL team in scoring. That has never happened before. It just tells you how the talent, how hockey is developed in the United States.
Gary Bettman had his way. He'd probably like to see Team USA take on Team Canada for the World Cup title. That's the matchup that I think North American fans would like to see. European fans might argue that one.
I think what's great, though, is what the NHL has done. By really changing it to the World Cup of Hockey really expresses how this game has become so international.
Centering pass, looking for Leclerc. I think Murin got just a piece of it to deflect it away.
So many stars from so many different countries. Really is a world-class elite athlete in the National Hockey League, and the fall of communism has allowed all those players to come over and play, and it's nice to see them go back and represent their country in a tournament like this.
Richter steers to Chris Челиос, literally arrived just this afternoon on an airplane. Steps onto the ice tonight. Konowalchuk can't connect with Macekern. Челиос, Macekern has Hull breaking. Macekern to the net. Hull shot, save, rebound, turned over the net by Konowalchuk. Slovakia can't clear. Konowalchuk to the corner. Stuffs it in front. Macekern backhand shot covered up by the goaltender for the faceoff. 16:45 left to play second period. Team USA leading Slovakia 3-0.
Sean Macekern, a former Boston Bruin, now Ottawa Senator, takes the pass, feeds Brett Hull coming down the off wing. I guarantee you Igor Murin doesn't see a wrist shot like that in the Slovakian Elite League. But he stopped it anyway. And here Steve Konowalchuk doing what Americans do so well, crash the net, establishing body position on all 3 Slovakian players trying to stop them. But Murin again lays out and makes a good save.
USA out shooting Slovakia 18-13. So what you're saying is that at Dukla Trenčín, they're not shooting it quite the way Brett Hull does on a normal basis?
No, I don't think so.
Team USA, blast from the line, stop, rebound! Murin got a piece of that. You heard the pipe ring as the stick hit the crossbar. That one ripped to the net from the blue line by Litch. Stop was made, and then the rebound just wide.
You heard Brett Hull in the intermission really say that Team USA, the big difference in this team is they have the guys like Geraint and Leclerc, Дэдмарш that can really crash the net, grind down low, and they think that'll be the difference when they're playing Canada and Russia. Here you see a great example of it. Very strong players, Geraint, Дэдмарš really out-muscling the Slovakian players.
Mike Modano's a big guy at 6'3", 200. But he's got to feel even bigger with Adam, Дэдмарш, and Bill Geraint as his wings out there right now.
The thing about all three of them, particularly Geraint and Modano, they can really fly.
Centering pass. Halfie trying to set it up in front for Stumple. Halfie with it. Leaves it near corner. Matthew Šnайdер out from Mike Modano. Adam, Дэдмарš. Geraint to the net. Дэдмарš centering pass. Geraint missed the tip attempt. Kept in at the blue line by Šnайdер. Дэдмарš. Far corner, Geraint. They slip it to a breaking defenseman. Matthew Šnайdер couldn't connect. Rolls back to the Team USA line. And we've got a whistle. I think maybe too many men on the ice for Slovakia. That's the direction Mark Fawcett is pointing.
That's what happens when you have 6 coaches behind the bench.
Yeah. No, they're calling it a slash. I thought at first he was calling too many men on the ice, but Joseph Stumple called for slashing. I mean, first of all, you got to like the fact that they're all wearing matching outfits, as Team USA's coaches are, but 5 of them? Joseph Galanka is the head coach.
I thought after the fall of communism, maybe they'd get a little brighter colors, but
I'll tell you, Team USA isn't far behind with basic khaki slacks and navy blue blazers. They do spiff up their ties a little bit.
Of course, I have a brown suit on, so what am I saying?
Yeah. Captain Fashion up here ourselves, right? Joseph Stumple and Bill Geraint get slashing penalties. Team skating 4-on-4. Jan Varholik play for Slovakia. Zdeno Seeger goes back to Varholik. Seeger checked by Darian Hasher. Clears it in. Bill Housley back takes it from Richter. Wait and Hull up front. Brett Hull has double controlling. Team USA offside at the Slovakian blue line. Now sticks up a little bit on the far side. That's Doug Wait more than a little bit upset with Stanislav Jasečko. Going to get a penalty call here to Wait, but don't think Jasečko is going to draw any time.
Team USA certainly very emotional in some of their exhibition games, especially against Canada, you mentioned earlier. Doug Wait felt that, let's just say number 4 gave him an extra shot there. I leave the pronunciation up to you. You say it's great. Jasečko. Okay.
So it'll be a 4-on-3 man advantage for Slovakia. Their number 1 center, Joseph Stumple, is in the penalty box. Still got Palfi and Bondra up front. Botchka is back on the blue line with Švejla. Sean Makikern, the penalty killer. Suter and Kevin Hatcher on defense. And here comes Palfi in alone. Richter robs it, covers up for the faceoff.
Another great save by Richter. Palfi gets in behind the USA defense. Richter's going to try for the poke check here. Palfi recognizes it, tries to slip it between his legs, and Richter's able to get his pads closed just in time. Richter's had to stop about 4 breakaways already in this game.
Palfi on the faceoff. USA gets control. Suter behind his own net. Now to the line, but not out. Fans on a clearing attempt. Bondra shot. Stick save, Richter. Puts it up for the draw as Palfi gets gang tackled by Mackickern and Hatcher.
Palfi and Bondra are both such goal-scoring threats because first of all, they have that outstanding speed, but they're also able to shoot the puck right in stride. They don't have to stop skating to set themselves and fire that puck. They just fire it. The goaltender can't be as prepared as he would like.
Zygmunt Palfi is in a rather heated contract negotiation right now with Mike Milbury and the New York Islanders.
sure it will be heated when you're involved with Mike.
Mike has not said bad things about Palfi. He has said some rather nasty things about Palfi's agent.
I don't think Mike likes agents too much.
Karras at the blue line for Slovakia. Far side, that's Kolnick, who's been robbed a couple of times by Richter. Karras for Kolnick. Shot, score! Didn't get stopped that time. Lubomir Kolnick gets the power play goal. Slovakia cuts Team USA's lead to 3-1.
Kolnick talking to himself a little bit there, saying, finally, I got one by him. Slovakia catches the USA team standing a little flat-footed. Just a screenshot here from an angle. Right by Brian Leach and right into the far side of the net. I don't think Mike Richter saw it to the last moment. Threw a bit of a screen there. Power play goal for Slovakia.
4-on-3 man advantage for Slovakia. Teams will skate 4-on-4 now for another 25 seconds or so, and then we'll get full strength. Slovakia offsides. Oschak did not see the play as he headed back to the far side. Seeger was 3 or 4 strides offside when Otto Haschik carried in. Haschik and Karras pick up the assists on the goal by Kolnick.
There you see Robert Svala had mentioned earlier what an outstanding year he had for the Florida Panthers. What a culture shock that must be, growing up in Slovakia and all of a sudden you're playing in Miami, Florida. People are throwing wraps all over the ice. And you're in the Stanley Cup Finals. You go home and talk about that, I guess.
Tony Amonte drive, glove save. Igor Murin holds on.
Nice to see Tony Amonte back skating well. He had a really scary injury in the playoffs. People remember really hyperextending his knee. Just comes off that off wing, fires a big slap shot. Slovakian defenseman backing in there a little bit. Murin makes another good glove save, getting down low, picking that puck up.
Igor Murin, only 5'9", 174 pounds.
What's his hometown, Dale?
Trenchiansky. That's where that Trenchin Dukla plays. Murin covers it up and holds on. Yeah, I was noticing goaltender masks earlier. I wondered at first if Mike Richter got the job because they didn't have to repaint the mask. I don't know what is on that mask, but Mike's goes perfectly with the Team USA uniform. There's really an argument because I'm not sure how much English Lubomir Karras speaks. Team USA will get credit for the goal and takes a 4-1 lead.
Reports of the face-off again. Team USA wins it cleanly. Челиос just fires it across, and then good timing coming through there. I think it was Billy Geren got the tip.
Maybe Smolinski. We couldn't really tell from that angle, but Mark Fawcett was right on the goal line. It looked as though it was redirected by Brian Smolinski. We'll wait and get the call for you. Slovakia comes out. Vlastimil Plavuchka. Roaring by him. Schneider with a check. Plavuchka battling with Leach. Centers deflected. Team USA turns it out of the zone. Smolinski for Leach on sides. Centering pass Amonte. Shot. Bad save Murin. Looked like he was surprised that one arrived as quickly as it did. Back to play for Slovakia. Yasechko can't clear. Kevin Hэтchер shot stop. Rebound score. Brett Hull. Rocket wrister by USA leads now 5-1.
Brett Hull probably has the quickest release in the National Hockey League. Doug Weight finds a nice little back pass through the crease in between Murin and the post, and Brett Hull has that open net for a split second. He's going to find it. Beautiful little pass by Weight. Great instincts there, recognizing that little alleyway, and he just threw it onto Brett Hull's stick.
What a pass, huh?
Great vision.
Doug Weight had 79 assists and 104 points a year ago for Edmonton. That vision that you're talking about, Gordy, he had it there.
Edmonton doesn't have anybody like Brett Hull for him to play with either.
I think they're counting on it being Zdeno Seeger, who is not quite the same player. Peter Bondra trying to maintain control. Sigmund Hauсли to the blue line. Botchka shot wide. Stumple ducks under Suter's check. Bondra. Centering pass. Richter save. Juggles. Rebound stopped by Richter's skate. Team USA turns it out of the zone. Doug Weight cleared it out.
Mike Richter's just doing a masterful job staying up on his feet.
Brett Hull intercepts offensive end, but gets taken out of the play by Botchka. Stumble dumped at the Team USA blue line. Got decked by Darian Hatcher. Americans the other way. Wait for Hauсли. Score!
Just an outstanding offensive defenseman. Loves to jump into that play when he thinks there's an opportunity for a loose puck. Doug Weight really out-muscles the Slovakian defenseman here. Gets position. Here's Hauсли. Nice little drop pass, and Hauсли just hits the open net. Again, Doug Weight just senses that Phil Hausley's coming late. Drops it right on his stick. Murin's out of position. 6-1 for Team USA.
The goal, and the route is on.
I think it might be time to give Igor Murin a little bit of a rest here. Certainly got the crowd involved in this game here in Providence. Team USA, very explosive. Turnover at the blue line. Billy Garen will just pick it up on a clear breakaway. Gets Murin to go down and then just holds onto the puck. Calmly flips it up into the top of the net.
That's exactly what Brett Hull talked about between periods. Not only guys who can play tough, but can play, can skate, can shoot. 4 goals in 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Unassisted goal by Bill Garen at 8:54. Don't look down and try to update your scorecard at any point. Igor Murin is going to go off, and Jaromir Dragan may decline this invitation. Dragan comes in. We had been told that he was going to play the majority of the time in net for Slovakia in this tournament. USA with 15 shots already here in the second period. They have scored 4. A big sigh behind the bench by poor Igor Murin, who's just looking for a place to hang his hat and sit down. (7-1) Team USA with the win. Ron Wilson, Paul Holmgren, John Cunniff, the coaching staff for Team USA. Keith Elaine is also a coach of this team, but is not behind the bench. Picked off Zdeno Seeger for Slovakia. Centering pass, Richter save, rebound turned off the post. Bill Geren scored a moment ago, comes out with Adam Дэдмарш. Дэдмарsh rolls it deep to the corner. Geren in, battling with Hэтchер. Hэтchер and Geren backboards. Geren trying to fight loose. Seeger comes in to help out now for Slovakia. Team USA drive by Darian Hэтchер, stopped by Braigan. Penalty call coming up against Slovakia. Touched up neutral zone. We're going to get a slash called against the goaltender. Braigan picks up the ball. Team USA with a 7-1 lead goes on the power play. You're watching the World Cup of Hockey preseason here on Prime.
Team USA is blowing this game wide open. 7-1 lead now, trying to make it 8. Braigan, the new Slovakian goaltender, saw his predecessor get beat many times with the Team USA player camped right on the crease there. Takes a full baseball swing at Bill Geren's leg and gets 2 minutes for it.
Thankfully, he hit him flush on the shin pad, on the front of the shin pad. Hit him on the back of the leg with that. He might not be getting up. Power play for Team USA. They're third of the night. They're 2 for 2. Челиos. High slot, gives it up to Uэйt. Челиos. One-timer, tip deflected wide. Makikern out of the corner. Uэйt back to Челиos. Ryan Litch. In front, Makikern couldn't control it. Chuck to the corner. Behind the net now for Uэйt. Out in front for Челиos. Shot tipped twice to the far corner. Litch deep for Uэйt. Centering pass. Stuffed at the post. Covered up by Braigan. 9:24 left to play in the second. 7-1 USA with the lead.
Is there some poise on that USA blue line on the power play or what? Chris Челиос, Brian Litch. Two of the very best in the world on the power play. Put them both out there together. They're going to find the open player. They're going to get the puck on the net when they have an opportunity.
At one point, Челиos said he wasn't going to play in this tournament. Changed his mind. Holding another roster spot open as well. We'll talk about that between periods. Amante. Back to Kevin Hэтchер. Shot. Braigan save. Amante again. Kevin Hэтchер. Far side Šnайdер. Matthew Šnайdер. Cross ice Amante. Hэтcher to Amante. Battle going on in front. Fans want more shooting. Amante. Far corner. Centering pass blocked. Braigan tips to the corner. John LeClaire takes it back. Man in front breaks. Shot deflected off the Slovakian defender. Braigan had to make the quick move for the save. Amante for LeClaire. Looking in front for Smolinski. LeClaire had it roll off the end of his stick. 5 seconds left in the power play. It's been entirely in the Slovakian end. Not a lot of shots, however. Just one, in fact. Slovakia back to full strength. Holding, serving the penalty is out of the box. Team USA breaking. LeClaire, offensive zone, flips far corner. Pass check comes out of the zone for Slovakia. Drop pass. Hold it drive. Richter save. Scott Young looking for a helmetless Uэйt. Uэйt gets run at. Young comes in, takes a shot as well. Cleared length of the ice, but they wave off the icing call. Hauсли back for Team USA, gives it up to Uэйt, back to Hauсли. Intercepted, neutral zone by Seeger. Seeger left it, check shot, Richter save, holds on. 7:23 left to play here in the second period. It's Team USA leading Slovakia 7-1. 7-1 Team USA leading over Slovakia. A little over halfway through this final exhibition game for Team USA World Cup of Hockey. I'm not sure that the Slovakian fans much care about the score, to be honest with you. That group has been doing exactly what you see from the moment they arrived in the building.
70 years of communism, they finally get an opportunity to wave the flag. They're going to wave it.
Absolutely. Otto Haschak and Darian Hэтчер go off. Haschak for slashing, Hэтчer for cross-checking. Teams will skate 4-on-4. Madano to take the face off against Vlastimil Plavuchka.
All right.
I've been wanting to say that one all night. I'll be honest with you. It's my favorite name on this team. Even if he hadn't played, I'd have said Vlastimil Plavuchka. Adam Дэdmarsh into the zone with Šnайder. Centering feed whistled through the crease. Braiën Litch can't quite keep it in. Plavuchka for Slovakia. Rolls it between the legs of Šnайder. Richter will cover it up to the face-off. I have to admit, Joseph Stumple helped me with some of these earlier this afternoon. I mean...
Oh, you're cheating.
I have to admit that I did cheat a little bit.
Vlastimil Plavuchka is the Slovak Extra League scoring champ from the team that won the title there, Kozic.
Yeah, in the tournament in 1993, one of the big thrills, he said, was he got to play with the Stasniks. Was second to Anton on the team in scoring. Backhand by Sean Mackickern, turned over the net by Konowalchuk on the rebound. Varholik tips it away to the corner. Konowalchuk taken away in the corner by Jasechko. Joseph, oh, that's not Stumple, excuse me. In the corner, that's Šatan, who's getting one of his infrequent shifts here tonight for Slovakia, has not seen much ice time. Miroslav Šatan played last year with Edmonton in the National Hockey League. He's out with Pavel Demitra, who played for the Ottawa Senators. Offsides called against Team USA. In fact, I'm not sure that we've seen Šatan since the first period. He's only had a shift or two as you take a look at Steve Konowalchuk.
Konowalchuk, born in Salt Lake City, Utah. Another example of the broadening appeal of hockey in the United States.
Only 23 years old, which means 6 years from now, when the Winter Olympics are in Salt Lake City, he'd be 29 years old, and you got to think that would be a real dream come true for him if he could play for Team USA in his hometown. 2 years from now, of course, 1998, the Winter Olympics will be in Nagano. Penalty call coming up against Team USA. Mike Madano is going to go off. No, Brian Smolinski. Wouldn't like to call much, but Smolinski goes off.
Brian Smolinski involved in that big trade last summer between the Bruins and the Pittsburgh Penguins. Him and Glenn Murray going to Pittsburgh for Kevin Stevens, and Sean Mackickern came to the Bruins. Smolinski just reaches out with his stick after having losing a little one-on-one battle and gets a tripping call. Smolinski had a pretty good season in Pittsburgh last year. 24 goals, 40 assists, 64 points. Of course, those kind of numbers get lost in the shuffle in Pittsburgh, but still pretty respectable.
4-on-3 man advantage for Slovakia. Fourth power play opportunity of the night. Slovakia 1 for 3 with a man advantage so far. Bondra in. Bachka heads for the net. Bachka tried to leave it for Bondra. Blue line. Far side. One man back for each team. Power play continues. Bondra tips it home. It is a 7-2 lead for Team USA. Both Slovakian goals on the power play.
Great little play here by Robert Švehla, breaking in, beats the Team USA defenseman, then a screen at the end allowing Švehla to get even closer to the net. Peter Bondra just found a little opening hiding in there behind Kevin Hэтчер. Nice little aerial pass right over Hэтcher's stick, right onto Bondra's stick.
Two terrific plays. Bondra polished it off, but as you said, Gordy, a terrific little pass from Robert Švehla to set it up. for Slovakia. Zdeno Seeger comes out of the zone. Holland breaks to the Team USA blue line. Back to Seeger. Can't control. Scott Young comes out for USA. Wait. Centering pass. Hull was looking for Young in front. Deflected. Glove down by Dragon for the face-off. 4:49 left to play. Seconds. 7-2. Team USA with the lead.
Displeasure with the St. Louis organization again this summer. There you see what he's done in both the NHL and won the MVP, the Hart Trophy in 1991. Adam Oates himself played just unbelievable hockey that year.
How about the 116 guys who were drafted ahead of him in 1984? Sixth round pick for the Calgary Flames, 117th overall.
I think the bloodlines alone would get you above the 6th round.
Wouldn't you, though? Tell you what, though, I saw him, well, we'll tell you when we come back. 4:32 left to play here in the second period. Team USA tuning up for the World Cup of Hockey, leading 7-2. 7-2, Team USA leading Slovakia. Somebody's happy about the score. Either that or he wanted to practice his dancing. Don't you hate it when people upstage you and step in front of the camera when you got a groove going?
Billy Geren looks like the type of guy you wouldn't want to line up against at any time, whether the score's 7-2 or 2-1. Very intense player every shift.
Born in Wilbraham, Massachusetts. First round pick for the New Jersey Devils, 5th overall in 1989. Member of the Devils Stanley Cup championship team. Long drive, Richter takes it into the midsection. Holds on. Miroslav Shatan put that one on net. Now, we're happy to report that you don't pronounce names the same. Because I'd have a hard time doing play-by-play with that name if it was the North American pronunciation. It is Miroslav Shatan. Ryan Smolinski set to take the face-off with Joseph Voskar. Voskar gets chased. Shatan steps in against Smolinski. Matthew Schneider for Brian Leach. The line can't clear. Great feed. Richter, great save. Puck loose in front. Nobody can find it. Team USA comes loose. Smolinski can't clear the zone. Shatan tried to slip it in front. Couldn't make the connection with Pavel Dimitrov. Schneider gloves it away. Hand pass should have been called and finally was. 3:49 left here in the second.
Some outstanding stick handling there by Slovakian center Aro Hasek off that face-off. USA getting a little lazy in their own zone here. One great little move, and Mike Richter just stayed with them all the way. Was able to slide the puck back out underneath Richter, but Team USA done a good job collapsing back in front of him.
Lachka near point for Slovakia. Shot through a screen. Richter somehow spotted it, gloved it, and held on for the faceoff. Jurgis Bachka, man who made the shot from the blue line, played last year with Milwaukee of the IHL. 74 games, had 15 points, 130 penalty minutes. When I was at least endeavoring to go over the lineups with the members of the Slovakian delegation, one of the points I think they were trying to make to me is that they don't have lines and defense pairs, they have 5-man units. And for the most part, they've tried to keep Bachka and Shvela with Palpi, Stumpel, and Bondra when they have been able to. Steve Konowalchuk dumps it deep. Stapled to the backboards. Bill Hausen tips to Konowalchuk. Drop past Madonna. Has a breaking defenseman. Darian Hэтchер rips a wrister top corner. 8-1. 8-2. USA with the lead.
you'll expect to see throughout this World Cup tournament by Team USA is the defenseman jumping into the play late. Here, Darian Hatcher, although the least likely player of all the defensemen to do it, but does it very well. Takes that one beautiful little pass right on the ice and just one times it. A lot of velocity. Dragon had no chance.
I wondered at first if it had been tipped. I don't think anybody could tip it the way it was going through there. Hatcher gets credit for his second goal of the game. Walchuk and Madonna pick up the assist. 8-2, USA with the lead. Slovakia keeps it in. Zygmunt Palfi back to Joseph Stumpel. Tripped up, no call. Bondra backboards. Has one of the two Slovakian goals tonight. In front, Palfi drive blocked, and Uэйt is down. He's the guy who blocked it. He is down and shaken up on the play. Looked like it caught him on the inside of the leg. Uэйt, who has just been spectacular here tonight, at least on his feet. Brett Hull trying to help him over to the Team USA bench. Pete Demers, the trainer, hustles over as Uэйt is actually headed for the runway. He's not on the bench there, despite the sticks that you see behind him. He's actually in the runway that leads to the dressing room, behind the bench.
I didn't see where he got the puck. Looks like he may have got it on the instep.
Darian Hatcher's second goal of the night. The media guide that's been put out for the World Cup, of course, has pictures of all the players, or most of the players in the tournament. Mrs. Hatcher has got to be a little disappointed to see the pictures of her sons were flip-flopped, and they've got Kevin's picture by Darian's name and Darian's picture by Kevin's name. Darian the younger, by the way. Holman. He has a goal tonight for Slovakia. Leaves it for Seeger. Centering pass tipped over the net. It was Otto Haschek who tipped it over. Centering pass. Geraint couldn't put a stick on the tip attempt. Adam Дэдмарш.
Go, 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 come on!
Over on the near wing to try to help out. Madonna couldn't control it. Seeger. Far side shot over the glove. Rebound tantalizingly loose in front. Nobody could find it. Over the glass and into the seats finally. 1:24 left to play here in the second. 8-2, Team USA with the lead.
Mike Madonna just signed a new contract extension with the Dallas Stars and went out and got Pat Verbeek in the offseason. Certainly should help what was an anemic Dallas offense last year.
Also got Dave Reed from the Boston Bruins to help with penalty killing and some defensive work from the forward position. Челиос for Schneider behind the net. Tony Amonte in a foot race will win it with Bochka. Amonte tried to leave it back boards for Smolinski, couldn't connect. Tipped out of the zone by Haschek. Back in John Leclerc. So strong. One hand, backhand flip into the net. Leclerc goes back to the defense of one of his teammates who got spilled on the play. I don't believe anybody touched that one, Gordy. I think Leclerc just made an incredible backhand shot.
John Leclerc, 215 pounds, is just so strong. He just holds off the Slovakian defenseman with one hand, and from an impossible angle, backhands it. I think it deflected off Dragon's goal stick and then into the corner. Leclerc was attempting a cross goal mouth pass there. Dragon's stick was angled perfectly for Leclerc and Team USA to make it 9-2.
Little push one-hander in motion on the backhand with somebody draped all over you. I mean, you see it all the time. It's not really that big a deal, is it? What a goal by Leclerc, his second of the night. Smolinski. they have not given Leclerc credit for the goal. They've given it to Amante, but we'll check it later. Between periods, it certainly did not appear that it was tipped by anyone. Richter run over in the corner. Hэтchер chasing around the Slovakian player. Puck is loose at the other end of the ice, and it's cleared by the defenseman out of the zone as Braigan was out of the net. 20 seconds left to play. Shot wide. Centering feed. Fanned on in front. Makikern breaks the other way for Team USA. On a wall chuck to the net. Makikern for Halll. Tried to feed it in front. He had a yawning net facing Phil Housley. Couldn't connect with it. Finally, the horn sounds ending the second period of play. And what a period it was for Team USA. Mike Richter yields a pair of goals to Slovakia. But Team USA scores a mere 6 in the period. We played 2 at the Providence Civic Center. Exhibition for the World Cup of Hockey. And it's Team USA leading Slovakia 9-2. A bit up here. There's a guy who'd like to see things calm down in front of him a little bit. Jaromír Dragin replaced Igor Murin, who probably could not get off the ice fast enough. After he yielded 7 goals on 28 shots. We saw Igor as he got over in that spot right there with a huge sigh as he sat down. Set to go to work here in the third. Litch moves it up to the Slovakian blue line. Gerin's spill from the ice, tips to the corner. Lachka, checked by Дэdmarš. Robert Švejla, long lead, left wing looking for Palpy. Joseph Stumple avoids the hit from Matthew Schneider. Mike Modano back to play. Pump center ice, Amante with the check in an open doorway. Dangerous there at the end of the Team USA bench. Lachka goes back and has some words for Amante.
Mike Modano's boss, Bob Gainey, is here scouting for Team Canada.
By the way, we talked to Bob down the way here between periods, and he confirmed to Gordy and I that Team Canada was in fact going to contact Ray Bourque and ask him if he'd play. He did not say what the answer was, however. Amante kicks it wide of Dragon's net. Will be touched up by Sakaris for the icing call against Team USA.
You consider that Team USA has shown such a great degree of offensive firepower here today, and yet Pat LaFontaine, Tkachuk, and maybe Roenick could yet be added. Well, certainly LaFontaine and Tkachuk will be in there when the tournament starts, and perhaps Roenick. Really put 3 or 4 lines together that have all kinds of scoring ability.
Team Canada, by the way, is tuning up against Russia tonight. Canada leading Russia 1-0. A Theo Fleury goal, the only scoring in that one. Holding drive off the blocker of Richter was high and wide. Kevin Hatcher back, plays it around the boards.
I would love to see that Fedorov, Gure, McGillney line back together again. Talk about a wealth of skill.
Zdeno Seeger puts it in deep. Haschek leaves it backboards. Gary Suter plays it away to the near wing. John Leclerc clears the zone past Matty Buchna. Kolnick can't play. Delayed offsides, ball wiped out as Slovakia goes back to change it out.
As an NHL player, I think I've seen the best hockey ever played in this tournament. I think back to the '87 Canada Cup when Mario Lemieux and Wayne Gretzky got on the same line.
That just shouldn't be fair. That shouldn't be allowed.
That was the best hockey I've ever seen. Those 3 games against Russia, 3 6-5 games. Canada lost the first game 6-5 and won the next 2. And with Lemieux and Gretzky playing together, it was just absolutely awesome.
Lemieux not even playing for Team Canada this year. Of course, trying to preserve his health as best he can. They still have a few guys who can play the center position, however. Lindros, Gretzky.
Sakic.
Centering feed through the slot. Pavel Dimitra slid it through the crease. Bill Geren, part of the Team USA bench. Челиос comes back and drills his man. Челиos didn't take long to get back in mid-season form. Madonna drive, glove save Dragon, and he holds on. Lachka battling in front of the net. They'll separate them. 16:46 left to play in the third.
Mike Madonna, 6'3", over 200 pounds. Great speed, firing that puck in stride. Very difficult for someone to defend against, where he can beat you one-on-one, or he can just fire it right through a screen.
I wonder what it's like for these NHL players, Gordy. This is not like an all-star game where there's no intensity, there's no anything. You can play with a guy and go up and play against him the following week. It doesn't mean anything. But we were talking about, as the drive is taken off the blocker by Dragon, we were talking about Claude Lemieux and Adam Дэдмарш, teammates on the Colorado Avalanche, battling in one of these exhibition World Cup games, because, I mean, these things mean something.
Claude Lemieux doesn't have friends anywhere. Come on.
That's true. But, I mean, look at Leclerc and Lindros. There's John Leclerc. He's going to be playing against his pal and line mate, Eric Lindros, in this thing.
There's a tremendous amount of national pride on the line in these tournaments. Team Canada, certainly Canada still provides over 60% of the NHL players. And it's very, let me say, it's very important in Canada that they win these types of tournaments. But certainly the competition's closer, especially from the U.S. than ever before.
Vlastimil Plavuchka taken out of the play. Even start.
Even though still only about 20% of NHL players come from the United States, whereas Canada provides 60%. You'd expect Canada to have the edge, and they do, but not by very much.
Plavuchka shot whistled wide.
Especially on the defensive core. Team USA unquestionably has the best defense in this tournament right now. At least on paper. It remains to be seen how everybody comes together. We only have a couple of weeks, and that's awfully difficult to gel.
Shot deflects over the glass and up into the seats. 15:38 left to play here in the third. Final exhibition tune-up. Team USA leading Slovakia 9-2. Pools who will play in the World Cup of Hockey. The European pool actually begins tomorrow. We'll show you both of them. Now, somebody's going to have to explain the name to me. I mean, why it's called the North American pool with Russia and Slovakia in it is beyond me. Canada and the U.S. round out that pool. And then the European pool is the Czech Republic, Finland, Germany, and Sweden.
Germany competing in the World Cup for the first time, as well as Slovakia and the Czech Republic. Of course, Czechoslovakia was in it from the inception in 1976.
We were talking about that up here in the press box. That would be quite a team, Slovakia and the Czech Republic back together, wouldn't it? Jaromír Jágr among the stars on the Czech Republic team.
The very first Canada Cup in '76, Team Czechoslovakia was the big upset team, beat out Russia.
Stumple breaking 2-on-1. Stumple shot, Richter save.
I still remember that '76 Canada Cup because Czechoslovakia had a goalie called Vladimir Zarilla, and Bobby Orr was the tournament MVP for Team Canada. Joseph Stumple in here on a breakaway. Not really bearing down on that shot. Mike Richter again out on top of that crease as he has been all night long, cutting down the angle, controlling his rebound, staying up on his feet. Joseph Stumple, 54 points last year in Boston.
Really kind of came into his own, I thought, last year.
I think he has a great future, and playing on the same team with a player like Adam Oates, just cannot help but learn how to play the center ice position at both ends of the rink. Adam Oates just sets that example, a great example, night in and night out.
I got to ask you then, Gordy. I mean, we're talking about 150 NHL players. I think Brenda said some of the best in the world. How does Adam Oates not get on Team Canada?
That is absolutely amazing to me. Or how does Adam Oates not get consideration for some of the major NHL awards year in and year out, particularly the Selkie Award? And he is just the best defensive. Maybe I'm a little biased because I see him all the time, but he is just incredible in both ends of the ring.
And I mean no knock on any of the guys who were there, by the way, when I say that. It's just hard for me to picture that he's not one of the best players.
Oh, he is, and especially when you factor in his age. I mean, how many more chances is he going to get? He's 33 years old. I think it's a real oversight by Team Canada not to bring him in.
Seeger for Kolnick broken up.
Got time.
Челиос, as you heard Mike Richter saying, you got time. Plays it behind the net, left wing to Suter. Dragon lets it roll. Tony Amonte gives it up to Brian Leitch. Centering pass, blocked by Robert Schwela. Pass check, plays it away. Pavel Demitra lobs it out. Leitch clears it in off the stick to Brian Smolinski, wide of the Slovakian net. Jurgis Bachka plays it off the glass. Schwela dumps it offensive end. They'll wave off the icing call. Matthew Schneider back. Off the skate. That'll negate another icing call the other way. Play not exactly what you would term crisp at this point. 9-2 with 13 minutes left in the third. Bill Housley. Into the zone, Scott Young. Mackicker to the net. Tips. Dragon makes the save on Sean Mackicker. Demitra, checked by Young. Blue line, Darian Hэтchер has a pair of goals in this one, had that shot blocked. Young deep, Housley poaching in from the blue line. Breaking away now, Slovakia. Miroslav Shatan tried the back pass to Pavel Demitra that was blocked. Scott Young. Shot, glove, knocked down. Nobody around Dragon. But you have to play it back to Sakaris.
The folks in Clinton, Massachusetts retreated to the Stanley Cup this summer. Scott Young from there. Brought the Stanley Cup back for a big party in I think in early July.
A couple of years ago, Bill Gehrin did the same thing for the people in Wilbraham. That's one of the great traditions in sport. When every member of the Stanley Cup winning team gets to do whatever they want to with it for a day. Started to say to it based on some of the stories we've heard, but I think we'll leave it at with it. Hukna plays it away to the Team USA blue line. Suter takes it from Kevin Hatcher. Joseph Voska. Clearly intercepted by Amonte. Richard Zednik can't control. Ade Hukna plays it away to center ice for Slovakia. Gary Suter for Team USA the other way. Long drive. Left down by Dragon. Hukna off the boards to the near side. Flair intercepts, keeps it in for the moment, gets tied up. Slovakia clears it out length of the ice. Past Chris Chelios, who will go back and touch up the icing call. Clock stop, 10:52 left to play here in the third. The World Cup of Hockey. Wait, the European division tomorrow. Team USA plays next Saturday. They're tuning up. Leads Slovakia 9-2 here in the third. Slovakia 9-2 here in the third. That's the good news. The bad news? Well, a couple of guys will be taken for precautionary x-rays, we are told. Brett Hull on his right foot, Doug Weight on his left foot. You saw the shot that Weight blocked. We did not see Hull leave the ice. I think Mike Keenan and Glenn Sather are sitting by the phone with bated breath right now.
Certainly every team has the concern that a player may get hurt in these type of competitions, but the benefits to the game certainly outweigh the risks. That's why the NHL and the NHLPA support this type of event.
And the answer to your question is, if God forbid somebody were to get hurt and miss an entire season, yeah, they do get paid for their contract under that circumstance, as long as they have a contract. And that's why Jeremy Roenick isn't here right now. does not have a contract at the moment. First, Челиос back to play now for Team USA. By the way, Russia has come back, taken a 3-1 lead over Canada at the end of the first period. Dampu scoring for Canada. They changed the scoring on the Theo Fleury goal. Slashing penalty going to be meted out here. Two-hand chop on the backhand by Tony Amonte against Joseph Stumble. Stumble seems none the worse for wear, and Amonte will go sit down for 2 minutes.
6'1", 208-pound Joseph Stumble. Age 24. He's been now with the Boston Bruins for, I think last year was his second season.
The problem for Slovakia in this tournament, Gordy, is he's the biggest forward they have. At 6'1", 208, Joseph Stumble is the biggest forward on the team. And you take a look at Team USA as, for instance, Kachuk 6'2", 210, Madano 6'3", 200, Geraint 6'2", 200. It's going to be very difficult, I think, for Slovakia just physically in this tournament to compete night in, night out.
One of the best lines I've ever read. I think it was Kent Nielsen in one of the Canada Cups, lamenting on why Sweden didn't do better in the tournament. He said they had too many Swedes.
You sure it wasn't Don Cherry? USA shorthanded. Konowalchuk tried to steal, couldn't come up with it. Lubomir Kolnick has a goal and has been stoned about 4 different times by Mike Richter. Cleared it in deep. Kept in at the blue line. Matty Buchner plays it away to Sekeres. Kolnick to Sekeres. Into the corner. Zdeno Seeger. Checked by Brian Leach. Gives to Lubomir Kolnick. Lubomir Sekeres back to Kolnick. Shot, Richter save. Seeger tied up by Leach. Seeger pulls it loose, goes to Kolnick. Into the corner, Seeger. Back to Kolnick. Sekeres at the blue line for Kolnick. Walks in, picks a spot. Richter's got it covered.
Mike Richter can come all the way out and challenge the shooter like that because he has confidence that his defenseman will eliminate the players behind him, which they did.
Fifth power play opportunity of the night for Slovakia. Has about 26 seconds remaining in it. Joseph Stumble, the man who took the slash from Tony Amonte. Can't control in the offensive end. Team USA clears it down. Spela back with Jurgis Bachka on defense. Sigmund Talfi streaks through center ice. Grabbed by Peter Bondra. Has a goal tonight for Slovakia. Centering pass picked off. Adam Дэдмарш comes out. Amonte out of the box. Joins in on the play. Tony Amonte, wrist shot. Gloved by Dragon. Holds on for face-off. 8:01 left to play here in the third. Team USA having its way with Slovakia. Leading 9-2 in the third. See, it's good when you got the flag waving down with the lip sync. I mean, that is a skill.
Isn't that an Olympic event?
It should be. And if it was, John Tesh would have botched it. Draw to the right of Dragon, the Slovakian goaltender. Miroslav Shatan. Pavel Dimitrov. Shatan shot. Richter save. Ryan Smolinski. Out to center ice. Couldn't connect with Leclerc, who just runs over his man. Like a speed bump. That was Jan Varholings, who lost his helmet, his stick, and his way to the bench. Dimitrov drive. Pad save. Richter. Kept in at the blue line. Sejko able to pinch in from the line. Can't get control of it, however. Lubomir Sekeres for Miroslav Shatan. I always thought Shatan should play for the New Jersey Devils. It just...
You're a sick man.
It just would have had that ring to it or something. Check. Geraint just went careening into the corner with Matty Bukna. Slovakia, Sakaris. Dimitra gets the shot that's blocked. Matthew Schneider clears it offensive zone. Дэдмарш for Mike Modano in the corner. Scott Young behind the net. Дэдмарsh forechecking with a big bump. Modano wrister glove down by Dragon and holds on. Bochka and Modano separated. Good wrist shot by Mike Modano there.
John Leclerc, here we are in the corner. Billy Geraint coming in very aggressively, and then John Leclerc in the neutral zone as well. A couple of those big wingers make Team USA all the more formidable.
Leclerc 6'2", 215. Varholik listed at 6 foot 189. Mackicker got it loose to Konowalchuk. It's spin it loose for a shot. Robert Schwela for Peter Bondra. Bondra, a slick little move by Mackicker. Gary Suter hustles back, played away to the corner. Sigmund Palfi drops it off. Schwela's shot. Glove save, Richter.
The problem for Slovakia is they can't leave this five-man unit out there for the entire game. This unit can play with any other unit in this tournament. Bondra, Palfi, Schwela, Stumpel.
Bochka.
But beyond that, they just very aggressively, and then John Leclerc in the neutral zone as well. A couple of those big wingers make Team USA all the more formidable.
Leclerc 6'2", 215. Varholik listed at 6 foot 189. Mackicker got it loose to Konowalchuk. It's spin it loose for a shot. Robert Schwela for Peter Bondra. Bondra, a slick little move by Mackicker. Gary Suter hustles back, played away to the corner. Sigmund Palfi drops it off. Schwela's shot. Glove save, Richter.
The problem for Slovakia is they can't leave this five-man unit out there for the entire game. This unit can play with any other unit in this tournament. Bondra, Palfi, Schwela, Stumpel.
Bochka.
But beyond that, they just don't have any depth.
Konowalchuk out for Team USA. Circling back is Amante. USA in the middle of a line change. Amante lost it in the skates. Kolnick plays it back to his own line. Yasechko. Clears it in far corner, USA zone. Gary and Hэтчер.
In fact, I expect that the average salary on that Slovakian bench probably drops off considerably after that first 5 guys. I don't imagine the Slovakian Extra League.
That's probably a fairly safe bet on your part.
Is anywhere near in the average $900,000 range like the NHL salaries are.
Otto Haschik shoots it wide of the Team USA net. Lobs it in over the shoulder of Rick. Geraint for Leclerc on the left wing. Modano, great tip pass for Geraint. Billy Geraint in, shot save, Dragon, and he holds on. 4:10 left to play in the third. Team USA leading over Slovakia 9-2. Richter would play the whole game tonight for Team USA, and he has. Mike will also join us after the game. Faced 33 shots, some testers. Probably the sort of night you want to have in a final tune-up before the tournament starts. You don't want to have a rocking chair night out there. You want to get some action, see some shots, be able to move around a little bit.
You certainly look very sharp. Slovakia has had probably 4 or 5 point-blank opportunities in which Mike Richter has stopped each one of them.
Modano on the draw with Dimitra. USA gains. Schneider First shot, stick save, Dragon. Cleared out of the zone by Matty Bukna. Hэтchер back, touches up the icing call. While there's certainly not much riding for Slovakia here in the third period, Team USA at this point would just soon get this thing over with as well. Brett Hull talked earlier in the night about the travel schedule. They have been all over North America. They will train right here in Providence, though, for the rest of the week until the tournament. They actually don't play till Saturday.
The travel schedule certainly gets a lot easier now.
Madano and Shatan on the draw. Madano gains. Schneider keeps it in. Madano tucking for position, backboards. Bukna clears it out. Shatan dumps it in. Dimitra chases to the corner with Kevin Hэтchер. Richter plays it behind the net for Adam Дэдмарш. Cleared back into the zone. Дэдмарш bothered by Dimitra. Schneider clears. Richter backboards, will leave it for Schneider. Away now by Chopin. Stumble, centering pass. Schwela, shot high and wide. Flipped in front, glove down by a Team USA defenseman. I think Kevin Hэтchер got the glove on that one. Taken to the near wing boards by Joseph Stumple. Peter Bondra breaks. Back to the blue line for Schwela. Konowalchuk takes it back. Chased by his Washington Capitals teammate Bondra. He dumps it in. Chipped out of the zone by Zygmunt Halpin. Litch looking for Makikern. Had it picked off by Bondra. Halpin the other way for Slovakia. Sean Makikern tips it away from Bondra. Makikern gets it himself far wing. 2 minutes left to play in the third period of this Team USA. Will open up on Slovakia 9-2 from the Providence Civic Center. Centering pass, Smolinski. Didn't quite find the handle on that one. Tipped past Derry and Hэтchер out of the zone. Hэтcher plays it back to Litch. Dumps it in. Team USA just trying to keep it moving. John Leclerc. Centering pass deflected off Amonte's skates. All the way back to the Team USA end. Челиos, who's been used sparingly here in the third by Ron Wilson.
You can certainly tell Chris Челиos is not in mid-season form just yet. He's laboring out there, has not played many shifts. Certainly 1 week, basically one full week of skating will help him immensely.
Check, plays it ahead. Lubomir Coleman broken up. We've got a minute left to play in the third. John Leclerc offensive zone for Team USA. Дэдмарш couldn't take the feed from Madano. Coleman able to muscle it out of the zone. Center ice, plays it back to Sakaris. Hauсли breaks up the play center ice. Trying to make the feed on the right wing. The Konowalchuk broken up. Hauсли slips it back in. 20 seconds left to play. Team USA will finish up the exhibition schedule with a record of 2-2. Beat Team Canada, lost to Canada once, lost to the Russians, and will beat Slovakia by a very wide margin. Konowalchuk comes in, there will be no more shots. Horn sounds. Team USA comes up with the win. Mike Richter stops 32 shots in the Team USA net. Receives the congratulations of his teammates. A pair of goaltenders down at the other end. Igor Murin and Jaromir Dragin had a little tougher night of it, Gordy.
Great tune-up for Team USA. Offensive production from a number of different players up front. Great goaltending from Mike Richter.
Mike Richter will be our guest in the post-game portion of the proceedings here tonight as he heads off the ice. A pretty easy one for Team USA. United States outshoots Slovakia 44-30.